what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back in one of my favorite parking lot locations because guess what? We have a sedan that technically I should not be standing next to. This is it. This is a 2023 Kia Stinger GT. This is the top trim known as the GT2. But you know what? Before we get into this Sportback, full-on rear-wheel drive twin turbocharged luxury performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. Kia announced late last year that they were killing the Stinger off. Well, guess what? Somehow, some way, this 2023 Stinger GT2 exists. Obviously, still a lot of love in the auto industry for many consumers for sedans, especially performance luxury style sedans. Now, they come in different shapes, different sizes, but Kia really hit the nail on the head with the Stinger because of that Sportback design, the versatility, but yet that low center of gravity. Now, of course, the brands that Kia was gunning for and was kind of taking some of their special sauce were brands like Audi, Mercedes, Benz, and BMW. Well, what I want to do is, since we have a 2023 Stinger GT2, I want to compare it to the totally redesigned Mercedes-Benz C-Class. And I want to find out, is it good that this car is stuck around? Should this be where you're spending your money? Or should you go with the Silver Star, especially with the redesign? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this Snow White. That's the actual name of it, Snow White Stinger GT2, and find out. Now, when you're comparing this sedan to the C-Class, we already brought you the C300. And if you haven't seen that review, I'll leave the link of that one at the end of this review. Now, this vehicle is just a tad bit larger. What I do like is, just like on the Mercedes-Benz C300, or obviously the performance version, the AMG of the C-Class, you are going to get full LED headlights. So we have our LED projector beam headlights, we have our LED daytime running lamps, and then you can see the splattering of the LED turn signals. Now, one of the things that I really like about the front end of the Stinger is you do have some functionality. Compared to the C-Class, it's not always meant to be that way. In the lower corners, you have these wide open corner air curtains. I like the way they went with a dark chrome gloss black finish, little bit of silver, looks very aggressive. And remember, this car got a refresh, but has not gone through a redesign. So basically, this overall shape has been around since 2018, and it's kind of aging very gracefully. Now, when we get across that tiger nose grille, this is another area that I think the front end of the Stinger GT looks a lot more sportier than the new C-Class Mercedes-Benz. You got your splattering of silver elements. We do have a forward-facing camera. That's another nice touch, especially they updated the resolution on that camera. And then you got the dark chrome finish around the perimeter and on the lower portion. Now, when it comes to interior capacity, obviously the overall size of the vehicle kind of depends on that. This definitely is wider and a little bit longer than your C-Class Mercedes-Benz. Now, when you get up onto the hood, you have that Kia badge, and this is where a lot of people are going to get hung up. A lot of people out there need to have that Silver Star. It's part of bragging rights. Well, guess what? If you're not a bragger, but you want to have tons of amenities, this might be the better choice. I don't know. We're going to get to the interior and find out and let you be the judge. You do have some ornamental gloss black on the hood, which it breaks up the sea of Snow White, but just like the Seven Dwarfs, it looks a little dopey. So I'm going to zonk that still. It would have been nice if they made them into, you know, some type of heat extractor. But let's continue because there's some good stuff here. When we get to wheels and tires, now this is another area that with the C300, they have tons of options for wheels, especially if you're going AMG. For our particular vehicle here, we have that updated redesigned wheel that was brought to us. So this is a 19-inch wheel. I actually am digging the design of it. I know some people are like, I don't like the way it looks, but you know what? The machined aluminum, the gloss black, and then of course, those Brembo calipers peeking from behind. Nice to see. Name brand performance Brembo. Obviously, on the Mercedes C-Class, you got to step it up to AMG power to get the better braking system. And you'll notice that we do have Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires on this sedan, this Sportback style sedan. Looks good, you're gonna get grip, and you're gonna get some durability out of those tires. Now, when we come down the side, you do have a functional side fender vent. That's another nice touch, something you don't get on the Mercedes-Benz product. And then to kind of be the cherry on top of this white sundae, you have a little bit of gloss black, but you got dark chrome all over the tops of the mirrors. And these are power folding mirrors. We got our LED turn signals built in, 360-degree cameras, just like you could get on your Mercedes-Benz. And then we have not a panoramic sunroof, but definitely not your standard size sunroof. I wish they would have just went full panoramic, so we're definitely gonna zonk that, or at least black out the whole roof. But I think one of my favorite parts of the Stinger is the side. The way it's got that body line that wraps around the fender vent opening. To me, it's got a little bit more character than the Mercedes-Benz. Let me know what you think in the comment section, how you feel about the character lines of this compared to the C-Class. Now, working our way back, here's where it gets really, really good. You got your dark chrome finish, and then you got your Sportback design. You can see that pearlescent white, beautiful paint. Coming around the back, super sleek. So the air comes off of the rear glass. They kind of extend that rear trunk hatch area. Lori's showing off just how far that extends. Full LED, just like you'd find on the Mercedes-Benz. I like the GT badge. Love the way they did the Stinger badge instead of a Kia badge. This really looks like it's Italian, the way they did that script. And then remember, when Mercedes-Benz owners come near you, you can say, "Get the hell away from me. I'm gonna sting you because I got the Stinger," like a scorpion. Working our way down, we got the quad tip exhaust, another nice area that are functional. The only thing that's kind of bumming me out here is not the diffuser area. That looks really good. It's this fake vent junk. Why do they do that? If it's a style point, I give it half a zonk because it really doesn't look that stylish, but I would like this to be smooth. But other than that, from the tail end, I'm saying it's got the looks over the Mercedes-Benz. Let me know in the comment section. Let's pop the freaking hood and talk power compared to the Silver Star. All right, guys, we got the hood popped, and just like the hot Florida summer sun with all these bugs flying all over the place, we got some hot stuff underneath the hood. First of all, we got hydraulic hood struts. Second of all, semi-tasteful engine cover, but you know what? It's got turbos. How do I know that? It literally says turbo, but not just one, it has two. So in this day and age where Mercedes-Benz is downsizing engines, we still have a twin turbo V6 in our Stinger GT. So 3.3 liters of V6 twin turbocharged goodness, 368 horsepower, 376 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Ours is rear-wheel drive. You can get all-wheel drive, of course. 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. Quarter mile is going to go by at 12.9 at 109 miles per hour. And the really great news is that when it comes to top speed, 150 miles per hour, and that's governed by the manufacturer, believe it or not, and MPGs, 17 in the city, 24 on the highway. So like I was saying, there once was upon a time you could get an AMG C-Class vehicle with a V8, with a V6. Now they got a bunch of four-bangers. This, you still got the twin turbo V6. Why don't we go ahead though? Why don't we fire it up and hear if it makes any sound? All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Stinger GT2. Remember, this is the top trim. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, it seems like this is the shoe-in. It seems that everything that you've talked about so far, this seems to do a little bit better than the Mercedes-Benz. Can it be? Can it be that possible? But I guess my bigger question is to you, Joe, is how much is this? Very good questions. And I think this is where you're gonna see things get a little different on the inside of things with the interior. But MSRP, the way that this GT2 is optioned, you're looking at right around $53,000. Let's see how it stacks up to the Mercedes C-Class, to the door panels. I personally love the clean style. You have that nice large piece of aluminum around the door handle area. You got those tasteful speaker grille covers. And I'm not a big fan of having the seat controls on the door panel like on the Mercedes. New design with the stitching, white contrast stitching, no gloss black, which is a pleasant surprise. And then door pocket is a pretty good size. You could easily put, I would say if you stand them up, about 12 Twinkies and a bottle of good old chocolate milk, maybe Nestle Quick to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, this is where things start to change a little bit. You got this orange peel finish, which is a little dated. They haven't changed that since 2018. So that Mercedes-Benz definitely does the dash area a lot more modern and cleaner. But I still like the soft material here and the stitch work. And then infotainment system, we do have a 10.25-inch screen. Now that would be all fine and dandy, but on the C-Class, you do have that new portrait style 13-inch system, which is integrated a lot cleaner. The great news though, we still have our navigation and whatnot. And then of course, it is a touchscreen system. And that's another area that if you look at the amount of icons, you might say, wow, there's a lot of different things to choose from. Not as much as in the C-Class. I throw it into reverse. They did a better job on the clarity of the cameras, but the resolution is still better from the German brand. So another thing to be aware of. But these are things that when you're looking at the price point, you tell me how you feel at the end of the video. You do have these aeronautical AC vents. This is another thing that they actually borrowed styling-wise from older Mercedes-Benz products. We have our silver radio control switchgear. We do have dual climate, which is nice. So that's a very, very nice touch. And then I like the aluminum silver finish here. You slide this door open, what do we got? Wireless charging, USB-A, and a 12-volt. And you got a place for 2 boxes of Tic Tacs. Maybe 1 cinnamon, 1 peppermint, 2 cup holders, your Kia key fob with remote start. Still looks good, but you've seen the new Mercedes-Benz key fobs. It does look better. This is going to control that 8-speed automatic transmission. C-Class has a 9-speed automatic transmission. This has your drive mode selector switch. We do have heated seats and ventilated seats. 3 stages of both, which are great. I like having the ventilated because it's hot as heck today. You got another area here for a spare Twinkie in case somebody is a pig riding in your car and eats all of them. The armrest is as hard as a German stone. So I like the way they kind of touch with that Germany and the German Euro style with a hard armrest. But you lift it up, you do have a party tray. This is where you're gonna put your honey roasted peanuts. And then guess what? You could probably put, I would say, 16 bubblegum cigars. So it'd be kind of cool. You're rolling around with your pink, your blue, your orange bubblegum cigars in your Kia Stinger GT. And then seats. Love the leather material. You do have the GT badge at the top, which is a nice little extra touch. And then when they did the refresh, they really did the seats super well. I love the material, the stitching, and their full power assist for the passenger and the driver. And like I said, we do have that larger standard size sunroof. Still not a panoramic sunroof. But why don't you come over here? I got a flat bottom steering wheel with not your name on it, but with Kia's name on it. Come on over, I want to show you. All right guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. There is a little bit of an attempt of some class with this silver aluminum plate. It doesn't light up like you would find on a Mercedes-Benz product, but I do love the pedal box. Nice large aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. All look the same. That's what I'm always trying to point out in these reviews. You do get tons of seat controls, especially the lower portion. Really nicely done. I'm 6 feet tall. I got plenty of headroom in here. There's actually more room in here than, like I said, in a C300. Steering wheel, flat bottom, very sporty. Horn button is a little lacking just because of that orange peel finish, but I like the GT badge. You have silver paddles on the back of the steering wheel to go up and down the 8-speed automatic. It is an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you got your dash, a far cry from where the Mercedes-Benz is. analog tach, speedometer, coolant, fuel gauge, 7-inch display in the center, and it is color. You do have your different modes, which is nice, and you also have your corner cameras. I do like that. That's something that the Mercedes-Benz does not do. So really well done there, and a head-up display. But why don't we get into the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna like feeling the sting of the Stinger. All right, guys, back seat time. And this is an area where Kia really hit the nail on the head, because even though it has that low sloping sporty roof, plenty of room back here, and I love the seat material. Backs of the seats, you do have the plastic, which I am gonna zonk that, and those pesky cargo nets, but they're so large you could put 2 Whammo Frisbees. So if you're gonna go out with your friends that drive Mercedes-Benz products and you're gonna play a little bit of Frisbee golf with them, you can keep a couple of the Whammos back here so they don't sit on your Whammo, because that might hurt. You do have the same style AC vents up front in the back, just in miniature form, sort of like a Micro Machine. Remember Micro Machines? You could talk like that guy real fast. But anyways, AC vents, you do have a 12 volt and a USB-A, so that's nice as well. Don't plug your Whammo in there. That's gonna really zap you. But I'm telling you, it's nice and comfortable back here. Pull this bad boy down. I would say Charmin soft, but I would be lying to you. It's basically like a brick wrapped in leather. So if you have a brick at home, wrap it in some leather and put your elbow on it. That's what it feels like. But you do have 2 cup holders, which are great. Flip it back. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the cargo area, because I think the Stinger is gonna surprise you. Let's go check it out, guys. Time to get into that under hatch area. I love this part. You hit the button, nice electric assist, and here's where you're just gonna blow the C-Class Mercedes-Benz right out of the water. Feast your eyes on the amount of room. This actually makes some Mercedes-Benz SUVs a little bit jealous. With the seats up, you're looking at well over 23 cubic feet of space. We went ahead, folded the seats down, and you're looking at 60 cubic feet of space. So you're really doubling that room. Plus you got your little nook for a box of Twinkies on both sides. So think about that. You have your box of Twinkies for you, your box of Twinkies for your passenger. Speaking of Twinkies, I'm ready to go get on throttle and bust some Twinkie cream. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go feel the sting of the Stinger. All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Kia Stinger GT Level 2. Right away, pulling out. It still feels fantastic in here. Very, very upscale. It would have been great if they would have continued this sedan, especially because you know the German brands are, but as you are aware, everything's going towards electrification, and who knows, maybe we'll see the Stinger make a return as an electrified Stinger. But I have the performance gauges in the center, including a boost gauge, and then you can see getting to that infotainment well within reach. We're in sport mode. I got that head-up display, and I'm telling you, these seats are so comfortable. Not as fancy as the interior in a new Mercedes-Benz C-Class, but like I said, still getting the job done. And if you were to take every option that this car has and put it into a C-Class, it would be well over $53,000. But super smooth, nice over the bumps, nice weight to the steering. I have it in sport mode. It's got a nice weight to the steering. Being rear-wheel drive makes it a real pleasure to drive. And then those corner cameras really come into play for when it comes to blind spots. You got those Brembo brakes. They're gonna slow you down, shed speed, and allow you to stop on a dime and give everybody change. All right, guys, we're gonna go on throttle. Here we go, on throttle. Yeah, traction control kicking in. You see it flashing? I tell you, this car's got plenty of get up and go. That's for sure. The 8-speed shifts really smooth. And when you're in sport mode, you can feel that deliberate shift. It's a very direct engagement from gear to gear to gear. Really allows you to have a good, unique driving experience, which is really nice. But let's get out onto the highway and see how this car drives, because I feel that it's gonna surprise you. You guys pulling out onto the highway, on throttle, here we go. Wow, that traction control really cuts the power to get things all squared away, especially on a turn. But the boost comes in nice and low in the revs because of the smaller twin turbo setup. And I think that this car is still gonna surprise you if you've never been behind the wheel of one of these. But even going down the highway, just a very comfortable, long distance cruising kind of car. And the great news is, if you don't want a twin turbo V6, they still have the Stinger GT line, which has been updated for 2022. But I'm hoping that this has been a nice overall review of the Stinger GT for 2023. We're gonna get back to Loki Kia and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day in the Tampa Bay area with this 2022, excuse me, almost made a mistake, 2023, surprise, surprise, Kia Stinger GT. Definitely want to thank everybody at Loki Kia, Robert, Danny, the whole crew, getting us access to this bright pearlescent white version. Let me know what you think. Does this vehicle deserve to stick around? Should it be axed off? And is it the one to buy, price point wise, over a Mercedes-Benz C-Class? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiders Rides family. We got to give it up to the person that makes all of this happen so that your eyes have something to watch. Lori, working that camera like a champ. Show us some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.